Hey, how is everybody doing? I'm just checking on all the tech stuff real quick. So if you're joining live, comment live. I am good. I see myself. So in case we haven't met yet, I am Cassie Billingsley, aka the Systematic Chick. So I am so excited today to be diving in questions and answers. Like, what a perfect time, right? Like, I know everybody has these burning questions. They are like, wait, like I get stuck because of this, or I can't move forward, or how do I do this? Or so I had dropped a post inside of our group. You YouTubers, if you are catching the replay or watching this, the link is in the profile to join the Facebook group. It's totally free. And Sarah Lynn and myself, the founders of the Network Marketing Hacks, created this free group where we could do trainings every Tuesday and Thursday. So be sure, if you're in YouTube, to go ahead and like and subscribe to get our daily trainings and to join the free group. For those of you inside of the group joining me live, say, hey, hey. Let me know that you are here. I have 2 Facebook users, which I'm assuming might be Sarah Lynn, who StreamYard does not like her and does not want to give her permission. Oh no, it's Anne. Just kidding. I looked over. It's Anne. Anne, StreamYard doesn't like you. Sorry about that. Anne dropped me a lot of questions, and so I'm super excited to dive into them. So let's get started with the questions. Let me know if you're watching the replay, put #replay. And if you have any questions as you're going through this, if you're joining me live, or if you catch the replay and you have questions, drop them in the thread below, and then I can come back and answer them to you. I might be able to send you a Facebook Messenger that better answers the question, something like that. So the first question that I am so excited to go over is converting likes and comments. Okay, if you're showing up on social media and you are getting people to like your stuff, maybe they're commenting, maybe they're liking your stories, right? Because stories are a big hit right now. It's the story of our life, right? The story of the things that we have. So you're doing great with content. You're showing up. Now, what do I do with these likes and comments? Okay, so I'm going to break this into 2 categories, likes and comments. Okay, starting with comments first, because comments are easier. They already opened that door for the conversation, right? And make sure you're doing this too when you're scrolling social media and commenting on other people's stuff. Is the one thing with comments is you want to get them engaging into conversations. Okay, don't just send a heart emoji. Don't just love their stuff. Don't just send, I'm famous for the whole hands emoji that goes up. You want to engage them. So if somebody commented on your stuff saying, oh, I love this, I can relate, or beautiful post, or thanks for the inspiration, now it's your job to start converting that into a conversation. I teach this in a 5-day sniper approach method that I have, where it walks you through 5 days of just a sniper approach method using comments to get them into Messenger, to attract, to get them to convert into sales or business builders. Okay. So the thing with comments that you want to do is engage with them. If they say, oh, I love this post, I can relate. Comment back, be like, hey, I'm so glad that you loved it. What stood out to you the most? What could you relate to the most? Was it this or this? Get them to engage back with you in comments. Okay. If maybe they just say, have a happy Wednesday, right? Or Thursday, whatever day, comment back and be like, yes, happy Wednesday to you too. How is your Wednesday going? Do you have any plans? You always want to end with a question and asking them for more, because 1, it's going to boost your algorithm, right? You're going to keep getting comments back and forth. But what you're actually doing in comments is you are building up that like, know, and trust. You're getting them into a conversation. I know a lot of people teach, get them directly into Messenger, have a conversation there. No, use your comments, guys. People don't want to be in their Messenger all day long. If they're anything like my messages, I have a lot of messages that I don't even get through the day. So keep the conversation going in the comments. Okay. So that's the first thing. Likes is kind of a different story because likes, they're not really fully engaged. They're kind of like on the fence, right? They like scroll it, they kind of maybe briefly read it and they hit a like. Okay. What do you do with those? You could go to their stuff, go to their social media, like click on your little like, see who liked what, go to their stuff and start commenting and engaging on their stuff. Because if they're watching you and they're liking your things, they potentially could be your ideal prospect or your person, right? So go through and go comment on their stuff. Look at their profile. Are they somebody that resonates with you? Go comment on their stuff. Start building that bridge or start pulling them on the other side of that fence, right? Because people who just typically go through and like things, they're seeing it, but they're not engaging in it. There's no action taking yet. So go through and like their stuff, comment on their stuff. You could take them over to Messenger. I don't because, like I said, Messenger drives me crazy. But maybe Messenger is your thing. Maybe you love it, and that's okay. Take those likes, take them over into a Messenger conversation and just say, hey, I'm so thankful that you liked my post, that was about XYZ. How did that resonate with you? And get a conversation going there in Messenger. So there's two ways to do likes. You can just go to their profile, show them love, comment on their things, get a conversation going, or you can take those likes and move them into Messenger, telling them thank you for it. But comments is the key. You want them commenting on your stuff and you want to keep that engagement going. So I hope that helps. Sarah Lynn and Anne, who are on with me. Let me know, Anne, if that answered your question with the converting likes and comments. The next question that we had was perfect. She said yes. Okay. So the next one that we had is fear that holds us back and how to overcome it, right? So there was a few questions that you asked about fear, like how do you overcome fear, the whole mindset, like how do you, the fear of actually doing, if you do something wrong, that keeps you from stopping because, right, fear always lives in our head. Fear is not going to get you anywhere, right? Fear is going to cripple you, not allow you to do anything, especially the fear of not doing it right, because then you're not going to show up, right? If you can relate to that, hands emoji, because let me tell you how many times that it has stopped me, the fear of not being perfect, the fear of it not, not looking right, the fear of what are people going to say, the fear of, I could go down the list of fears. If you don't start, you never know if it works, right? So something that's kind of helped me to overcome the fear of not maybe doing it right, or maybe I'm doing it wrong, or maybe I don't have a clear message, is just doing it. Just to be like, I'm just going to throw this out there, like, see if it works. If it doesn't, evaluate it. If you go back on my posts in my timeline, there's some that work really well and some that don't. The comments tell you what your audience likes. The engagement on your post tells you what your audience wants to see more of. Okay. If there's a post that you've done that got a lot of, interaction, maybe it's only 5 comments. That's still more, right? That's still a win compared to one that got 1, right? So take that post and then repurpose it, redo it. Take the thinking out, guys, of what if they don't like it? What if they don't want to see it? Because your profile tells you what your audience likes and what they want to see more of. Okay. Evaluate your social media, because that one is going to alleviate that fear, that stress, because you're seeing your wins, right? You're seeing what people want to see more of. And then you post more of that stuff because that's what they want to see. If it's, inspirational, motivational, is it education? Is it you and your family? If it's you and your family, that's great. Sprinkle in a little bit of what message you want to put into it. And then look to see who it is, because it could be family and friends, and they're really not necessarily the people that are your ideal target market, right? So always make sure that you have your ideal target market. But know this, if you don't put anything out there and you have the fear of showing up, you're not going to have anything to evaluate on, and you're not going to have anything to use against to say what's working, what's not working. Right? My husband says, there's no failing as long as you keep going. He goes, it might have been something that just didn't work. It could have been the time of Facebook and algorithm and people on it. Like you don't know what it is. So stop assuming that people don't like your stuff, because it may not have anything to do with your stuff. It could just be Facebook, right? Because we're not in control of Facebook. Test it again. Throw it back out there a couple days later in your newsfeed. See if it works then at a different time. Okay. Just don't let fear hold you back. Wake up each morning. Something that I do, gratitude. Wake up each morning and list the things that you are thankful for, because you're going to show up differently. And when you know that you are worthy because you are worthy, you're going to show up differently. Okay. You're going to be like, who gives a crap if somebody likes this? Who cares if I'm doing it wrong? You know how many times I've done something wrong, guys? You are not alone. I always, Starling can vouch this. I always say, I like to work harder, not smarter. It just happened yesterday when we were building out the Level Up journey roadmap for you guys and different pillars and what it looks like in Trello and the training courses in Teachable. Dumb me was like working way harder than I needed to be. And I realized it yesterday as I was going through it. I'm like, why am I doing this? Okay. Because the fear of perfectionism, it all needed to be just right. Like, we can't give this to anybody yet. It's not done. Oh my gosh. Like pure anxiety. But, it's like, okay, we just got to put it out there. It is what it is. And if it's wrong, we'll evaluate it and come back and fix it. Like, that's all there is to it. But you got to get started. Know that it's okay to have that fear. It's normal, but don't let it stop you. Overcome the fear. Overcome being crippled by it, because that's when things are going to start to flow. Okay. So I see I have lots of comments. So let me go through this real quick. And you said, yes, my post about anniversary the other day got 120 likes and over 70 comments. Same, because our anniversaries are a day apart. I was like, holy cow, there was a lot of people that commented on this. And then I did a post and it was like crickets. I was like, well, my bad. But you had another post yesterday about your son and a diagnosis, and had pretty good interaction and made new friends through it. See, perfect. Yeah, just showing up. You have value. You have things to share. People relate to you about life. They don't want to see all the pretty pictures and everything is peachy keen and everything is going great. They can't relate to that. I can't even relate to that, because my life this morning was like a freaking train wreck between kids throwing up, not my kids, it was kids at the primary, kids throwing up, my head hurt all night, my sinuses and allergies are out of control. I walked through a spider web and, but hey, I'm still showing up. I may have cobwebs in my hair, or if you see a spider crawling across my head, well, at least I showed up, right? But yes. And so Annie said, my husband doesn't understand the business and has only seen me not have success. And it reminds me at times. Yes. An unsupportive spouse is a challenge in itself. They do it out of love and concern. Mine tells me all the time different things. And we have disagreements about it, because I'm like, no, I'm still going to continue to do it. Thanks. But it's, all you can do is show up for you. Don't let others keep the noise blocked out and keep the blinders on. Don't let others deter you from moving forward, being unapologetically you, showing up, right? And yes, testing and evaluating. It's how you gain confidence and overcome the fear, like you said. Yes. And the thing is we are hardwired as humans to just have that negativity, right? Like we are automatically attracted to negativity unless we start shifting it to the wins, like gratitude. Like I am so thankful that I didn't have a migraine this morning and was puking and sick and not able to show up today. Like I'm thankful that it's manageable. like I can show up. I'm thankful that, hey, I posted on social media and maybe I got 2 comments. I got 2 comments. Yeah. It's flipping that switch in our brain to celebrate all things, even if they're the littlest wins. Hey, I got my kids to school on time today. That's a win. Like if it helps you start writing out your wins throughout the day, it could be as little as, hey, I got coffee in me. We're golden, or it can be as big as, I got a new team member today. Let's like celebrate that win. Celebrating your wins draws you more to the positive things that are going on and not the negative things. And so let's go back to the next question. How to keep customers once you have them. This is like one of my favorite things because I use apps. I want to simplify and streamline the best that I can. There are 2 ways you can do this with new business builders. You can do it with customers, but it works really great with customers because they don't just feel like they're another number that bought from you. They feel connected. They have that conversation with you. Yes, you can sit and you can message each customer individually, but typically when you get a new customer, you should be able to get a phone number or maybe an email address from them. Somewhere in your back office should have some information on them. Okay. Maybe they were a customer and you found them on social media. Ask them, sorry, getting ahead of myself. So the 2 apps that you can use, one is called Boards. I'll create the banner so you guys can see how it's spelled. So the first one is Boards. It is an app that is on your phone. I've talked about it a few times. What makes it super easy is, say maybe you got some customers from your stories, like you were in Messenger with them, you're already in contact with them, and you want to keep up the rapport. So when you go into Messenger to message them or to check in or something like that, maybe they came from TikTok, you're in communication with them. The Boards app lets you have scripts. Sorry, I'm trying to get to it. So typically on your boards, when you text somebody, right, you have this little, sorry, my camera's backwards, this little world thing once you download the Boards. And then all these scripts come up that I have in there. So I have scripts for customers. So if they're wanting, like their journey, hey, before you get your product, take a picture of yourself. I'm so excited. It's on its way to you, right? You can send a quick message just by clicking it. You don't even have to type it out. You can have a sequence of when a customer first buys, you welcome them. You say, hey, I'm so excited. Your product's on your way. Take your before and after pictures, whether it's skincare, health and wellness, your hair, whatever product you have them take before and after pictures because we see ourselves in the day all day long in the mirror. We don't really get to see that transition. But pictures tell a story, right? And then tell them that their products are on the way. And then in a couple of days, you can send another message with Boards. You can have a follow-up system if you want with your new customers. As you get new customers, I love everything systems. I love to just keep the flow. But Boards is an easy, simple way. Hey, Deanna, I see you in here. Nice to see you. So Boards are an easy app that you can just have at your fingertips to follow up with customers. Your next one could be like, hey, did you get your product? Just wanted to check in. Everything came okay, no damage, nothing like that. They're going to start to feel loved and seen because we're all human and we want to be seen. And they're going to be like, yeah, I did get my product. Thanks so much. And be like, okay, perfect. If you have any questions, reach out. Or you might be able to send them, great, glad you got your product. Here's like a little snippet of information that on how to use the products correctly, or here's a how-to, because then now they got their products, they got the how-to, they have their before pictures, and they're like, okay, I can do this. And then a couple days later, check back in with them. Be like, hey, how did the first, 2 days go of taking your supplements, your skincare routine, your health and wellness, washing your hair, whatever the case being. Check in with them. Ask how it went. Are they having any like hot, like, dang, this was good? Or are they having like, I don't know, I don't feel so hot. right? Be that customer support for them and continue to follow up with them. So boards is more of a manual thing. You would have to have a follow-up system to be able to keep track of your customers and be able to message them. The other one that I love, and boards is free. So, oh, I didn't spell it right. Sorry. So the other one that I think it's like $15 a month is called Project Broadcast. It's an automatic texting system, and you can put in a campaign and it can automatically text your customers for you. And then they just respond back. So you're given a number, and then when that new customer comes in, you would put them into Project Broadcast. And then when they start to go through, like you get a new customer, you plug them into that campaign, because your campaign is going to be built out with that sequence that we did in boards, where you tell them, hey, welcome. So glad that you're a customer. Your product should be on the way. Make sure you take before and after pictures. Then the next automation that would go out, you set the parameters for 2 days, would be like, hey, did you get your product? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Everything okay? And then you set the next one for 2 or 3 days out. And then the next one, maybe 2, 4 days, 5 days out, however long you need for your sequence. But that is the first, like you could do 30 days worth of text messages, maybe not 30 text messages, because that's a lot. But for 1 month, you send maybe 10 text messages. And that just shows them that customer support that they get by being with you. And it's automated. You don't have to sit and figure out. All you have to do is anytime in your back office you see a new customer, you take them and you plug them in. But you have to have phone numbers. So you can plug them into the automated text system, and then it does it for you. All you have to do is respond back. Once they respond, then you just respond back to them. Super simple, super easy. You know me, I love everything systems. I do teach a lot on this in different little courses and that kind of stuff. But you get all of this too. It's something that we'll go over in the Level Up mentorship program, because it's part of, we have a roadmap that is 8 pillars that we walk you through. And towards the end, once you start, after you're getting to know yourself and cultivating your community and content creation and showing up unapologetically you, then we start getting into streamlining your systems. And then we teach you like freebies and funnels and those things that you'll need for your business moving forward as you advance through like that roadmap. So, Anne, let me know if that was helpful for you. Those were your questions. Anybody that's on here live, you have a question, go ahead and drop it now. We got some time where I can go over maybe 1 or 2 real quick. So let me look at the comments. Okay, so you have boards. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, and use those boards, add new little boards into it. It's an easy way to just communicate with your customers. So I think knowing what to say and how to set up their system, you struggle with. Oh yeah, put into other systems. I know it's not everybody's forte. It definitely is my forte for systems. It's the thing that I love to do. That's why Sarah Lynn and I work so well together. Is systems is really not her strong point, but like copywriting, content, mentoring, like ideas, like that's her jam. And me is more of like, okay, let's build this all out. Like I'm like a little kid with candy bars or something. I'm like, yes. But yeah, and it's a skill that you definitely need to learn. You asked me 2 years ago about systems, I would have been like, oh, what? So it's a skill, and it's just testing and evaluating, seeing what's working. What can you do to simplify your life? Any other questions, guys, or anything like that? Anything I can answer? The beginning part of this, Tiana, I had went through and answered some of Anne's questions that were really good. If you want to go through there, like how to convert likes and comments into conversations and that kind of stuff. So if you need to watch the replay, you can. And let's see. Sarah Lynn, it's ADHD in me, and organization is a struggle. Creative brain dominate. Yes. Awesome. So if you guys don't have any more questions, I'm going to hop off because this is already 30 minutes long. I apologize for the length of this, but I wanted to make sure questions got answered. But do remember, I spoke briefly on it. Put Level Up in the comments below if you want to look at our Level Up mentorship program. It's not just a mentoring program where you get inside a group and on Thursdays you show up and ask us questions. There's more to it. There's a journey, a roadmap that you go through. I touched on those a minute ago of the different pillars. There's 8 pillars that we walk you through with training videos, developing you as you, and then how to show up and start streamlining your business and creating more of that, like that next level, right? With funnels and freebies and that kind of stuff to start getting leads in. So drop Level Up if it's something that you want to look at to see if it's a right fit for you, kind of go over what the program looks like, look at Trello, you can look at our Teachable, we can hop on a Zoom with you. So just let me know. And I hope that you guys all have a fabulous weekend. So we'll talk soon, my friends.